ready to be fall decoration for the next 2 months. It is officially fall. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Liz, and in today's video I'm very excited to announce we are going to be filming our first fall reading vlog. I kind of want to just do a bunch of fall related things in this vlog. I'm going to be reading a few different fall books that are on my TBR. I'm also going to be trying some different fall drinks and foods, and we will probably be watching some spooky movies or just like some fall related TV shows. I don't know. There's the new season of Wednesday that I've been meaning to watch because I really loved season 1, so I'm really hoping to get to that at some point this week. Just like feel all the fall feels. I don't know exactly what this week looks like. I have work, but I'm hoping to squeeze in some different like fall related things as well. I'm just gonna take you guys along with me. I'm gonna record if I do anything fall related, and we're just gonna have a grand old time. The first book that I'm gonna be reading in today's video, I actually started this last night. That is The Monster and the Last Blood Match by K.A. Lind. This is my first book by this author, and I know this author has also written The Wren in the Holly Library, which is another book that I've always wanted to read, so I'm really excited to try out her writing in this book, and if I like it, I probably will end up going and getting The Wren in the Holly Library. I wanted to start this one off because to me this feels like the perfect like fall candy read. I don't have to think too hard while reading this book. It is basically about our main character Raina, and she lives in like a modern day world where vampires and humans coexist. There is this huge corporation called Visage. It's basically like a blood bank, blood escort service, and it's run by vampires. At this moment in time, humans will actually go and they will volunteer to become blood escorts for powerful vampires. They are sorted based on their blood type. So if you have the same blood type as the vampire was previously before they turned into a vampire, then you are matched together. And so our main character, she really needs the money for her and her brothers. Their parents passed away, so they're just trying to make ends meet. She just got matched with, he's like one of the VPs of this corporation, I believe, and his name is Beckham Anderson, and so far he is very hot and cold with her. They have to live together, and that's really all I know so far. He's got a lot of attitude, which I'm kind of eating that up. This is what I'm going to continue reading. I only got 27 pages in last night, but I want to continue reading this today so that way I have more thoughts, and I feel like this is just the type of book where I can just like read it and not really think too hard. I will take you guys along with me this week. We'll see what we get up to this week. It's been feeling really great lately. Like the past like week and a half, it's been in like the 70s, and it's been so nice. But later this week, I think on Thursday, today's Tuesday, it is supposed to be like 90 degrees, and I'm not well, and we will definitely be staying indoors. But that is not going to stop me from wearing all my fall apparel. I will share more updates when I have them. It is the next day. Yesterday I read, I want to say like 150, 160 pages of The Monster and the Last Blood Match, and I do have thoughts and I will share those in a minute. But this morning I do have to go to work, but I want to go ahead and make a pumpkin chai before I go. Ever since I learned how to make a pumpkin chai, it is seriously like idiot proof. It is the simplest thing I have ever made. I'm saving so much money, which is outstanding. I'm obsessed with pumpkin chai. It's like my all-time favorite fall drink. I'm not a big pumpkin spice latte fan, but I love pumpkin chai. I have one, like almost one every single day. Not that much, but almost. And I wanted to go ahead and just share how I make my pumpkin chai. It's so simple. It is the simplest thing I have ever made. And that is literally it. One of the simplest things. And it tastes so good. It actually, I think it tastes better than Starbucks. One of my biggest pet peeves when drinking a chai latte is when they put way too much milk in it. Like whenever they do like equal parts, that's when it's good. Now that we have my fall drink of the day, let's go make some breakfast. For breakfast, I am more of like a savory breakfast eater. I do like sweeter things, obviously, but for most days I do like a savory breakfast, like a breakfast sandwich. But I just got these from the store. It's a sausage breakfast bowl. I'm really curious about it. So it looks like I just have to heat it up in the microwave, which is amazing. I love whenever it's low ever. This is like the type of thing I would order at like a breakfast place, like some sort of bowl that just like has a bunch of breakfast foods in it. So I'm really excited to try this out. Minute 30. Do you guys like my new blue light glasses? I'm sure you can tell because it's very reflective in blue. I don't know what it is about the chunky frames either. Makes me feel very studious. This smells so good, you guys. I don't think you guys realize how excited I am to have this later. I also got another one that's like their peanut butter cup one because I love Reese's. But pumpkin, obviously, that's a no-brainer. Easiest breakfast I've ever made. So I wanted to update you guys on the book I'm currently reading. Like I said, I got like 160 pages in last night and then I read a little bit more this morning. So I'm a little over halfway in. Our main character, she's living with this powerful vampire who he's like one of the higher ups in this blood bank company that does all this like blood escort stuff, and she is living with him permanently. So usually what it used to be is humans would rotate to different vampires, like they would stay for a month and then they would have time off and then they would move on to the next vampire. Just that way there's like more, I don't know, like checks and balances. Also like check in and make sure like they're happy with their living arrangement and that there's no opportunity for the vampires to like take advantage of the humans. But now they're doing a different program where they live permanently with one vampire. They get paid like double or something like that. So she's living with Beckham, and he is one of the grumpiest vampires ever. He like barely talks to her, and it's very clear that he doesn't want her to live with him or be with him in this program. He has yet to feed from her, even though she's lived with him for weeks at this point. So I'm really curious, and it seems like it's kind of got like a Twilight situation going on where like he smells her blood and he has to like hold his breath. I'm picturing the Twilight meme with Edward. So something about her blood is special, because why else is he like refusing to drink from her? I have my theories, but I'm not going to share them because I don't want to spoil other people who decide to read this book. He also constantly is putting herself in danger, which is like, girl, come on. Let's have some common sense. Like, I get it. You don't like having a bodyguard. I get it. You don't like having to be watched 24/7. But like, you're putting yourself in dangerous situations. Like, what do you expect? Another problem I'm currently having with this book is Beckham. His pet name for her is Little One. One of my biggest book icks is weird pet names, and him calling her Little One, especially when they got a little bit of like sexual tension going on, that's disgusting. Also, don't know how old he is. It has not shared what his age is, and I know like vampires can live longer than humans. She's like 20 and he's calling her Little One. I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna call someone Little One, then it should be like you're like their mentor or like their father, not a potential sexual partner. Ugh, that's gross. There's lots of secrecy going on. Like, you can tell he knows things. Also, I don't know if this is a standalone. I bought it thinking this was gonna be a standalone, but now thinking about this author, I know her previous book was a duology. Those are my current thoughts. It's definitely not 5-star material, but I am having fun. That's all I really wanted. I'm gonna keep reading this. I'm hoping to finish this tonight. At the moment, I have like 130 pages left, so I definitely could finish this tonight if I'm feeling motivated. There is a new Summer I Turned Pretty episode tonight though, so okay, that was really good. It is the next morning. I was gonna film something last night when I finished my book, but I was really tired, so I went ahead and passed out. But I do want to go ahead and share those thoughts and feelings. And also, I am going to be, for breakfast, having one of these. I already had one, clearly. Apple cider donuts. The amount of sugar that's in these things should be illegal. Is that gonna stop me from eating it? No, it is not. They're really addicting. That's what makes them dangerous. But like I said, I did finish The Monster in the Last Blood Match last night. I didn't love it. It was a candy read. It definitely felt like a candy read. Like, I was able to fly through this very, very quickly. It was fast-paced enough to where I didn't want to necessarily put it down. But there were so many things that bothered me about this book that I don't feel like I can give it a really high rating. It did not feel like it had much of a plot. Please excuse my children. They're having their morning wrestling match. I just didn't like our main character. I felt like she was a pushover and just did not stand up for herself for a majority of this book. I also did not like our male main character either. I did not love their relationship. I was not invested in them as a couple. Rating wise, I'm probably gonna settle on like a 2.5 star. I do want to read some of this author's other books because I did really like her writing style. I just didn't love this story, but it was a fun way to like slowly get into my fall books. So I'm happy that I was able to read that book still. Plans for today. I need to pick out what my next book is gonna be. I'm really debating. I feel like I've read a lot of romantasy books lately, and so I'm kind of feeling like I want to do like a mystery thriller. I don't know exactly what I want to read, but I want something with like a little bit more substance, especially after reading a candy read like that. But when I decide, I will update you guys. But meanwhile, I'm gonna finish this donut and then I gotta go to work. It's also supposed to be like 91 degrees today. I mean, I'm gonna be indoors all day, so it doesn't really matter, but just like when I have to walk to and from my car, that's gonna suck. It is a few days later. I think the last clip I filmed was me just showing what book I was reading currently. And I don't have many updates. I will explain what the book is about. I'm not feeling great this morning. Feeling a little under the weather, unfortunately. So we are gonna have a very cozy day in. I have some editing I need to do today, so I'll definitely be doing that. But I also am planning on getting some good reading in because I didn't get very far whenever I started my book. I started Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. This I think is technically horror. I read Horror Store by Grady Hendrix beginning of August, I believe. It was for my Summerween video, and I really enjoyed it. It was my first book read by him, and I really liked his writing style. Like, I was intrigued. I enjoyed the story, and it was just like a fun, wild ride. And so I was really excited to give another book of his a chance. A lot of my coworkers have read this and have recommended it to me, so I definitely wanted to see what my thoughts were on this one. This story is set, I believe, in like the 1970s, 1980s, somewhere in there. But this is back whenever there were a lot of homes for girls who were pregnant and they were unwed. Basically, they went to these houses to live out the rest of their pregnancy and then have the baby. Baby would be given away for adoption, and then they were allowed to go back home. And it was never the family's fault. It was never the guy's fault. It was always the girl's fault. It didn't matter what happened to get you pregnant. Like, you could have been raped, you could have been groomed, you could have been lied to. There's all these reasons why girls get pregnant, and they were sent to these homes without a choice. So that is what this whole story is about. You're following Fern. She, I believe, is Murphy and Milo are playing tug of war in the doorway. They got a new toy and they found a new trick. They can now open and shut my door with their toy. Cool. She, I believe, is like 6 months pregnant. She's 27 weeks in. And the story follows her. She's in the car with her dad. Her dad is driving her to one of these homes. She has no idea where they're going. She doesn't know she's going to a home with him. He refuses to look at her or talk to her. He's just driving her to this home, and he's gonna drop her off and leave her. And it's so incredibly sad to read this because I know this actually happened to so many women, and it gives these girls no choices whatsoever. They can't even stay with their families to have their baby. They don't even get to keep their baby if they wanted to. So our main character is Fern. She's already met a handful of the girls. They're all in different stages of pregnancy, and you're just getting to go along with her. There's gonna be something to do with witchcraft, obviously, because that's in the title. So I'm curious how that's gonna play in. So far, I'm enjoying the writing style. The story has gripped me, I think, because of how realistic this is. Also, I went ahead and I went to Grady Hendrix's website and I read his blog about this book, and he explains why he chose to write this story, and it's really, really powerful. He has a few family members, like women in his family, who have gone to these homes, and he didn't even know. He found out years and years later. These are women that he loves and cares about, and he's found out their stories. These are true stories that they've told him, their journey, where they were even sent to a home and this happened. And one of the women was reunited with her child years later, and the other still has not heard from her child to this day. Because if you think about it, like, why would a man decide to write a story about women going through this? These are women problems. Like, this is stuff that women go through, not men. But he does a really great job addressing this. He understands that he's not the perfect person to tell the story, but the way he felt like he needed to tell the story to give a voice to the women who went through this. I do appreciate that he acknowledged that, and I do believe in his acknowledgments at the end. He also mentions that again. How many pages am I in? I'm 65 pages in, so not very far. This is a thicker book as well, so this might take me a minute to get through, but I'm hoping to get through a good chunk of this today, hopefully. Some other things I did to make the space cozy. My parents got me me a new candle, a new fall candle, and it's so pretty and it smells so good. I've been needing a new fall candle because my little ghost candle that's right here is almost done. One thing about me is I save all of my candle vessels. I've saw like a hack where if you like pour boiling water in it and let it sit, then all the wax like bubbles up to the top, and it does work. I love to save them for different things. Like this little ghost, I'm gonna reuse it and probably make it like a candy dish. I have a couple other ones, like one I use for my Q-tips in my bathroom. Another one you could use for like matches. Like, I don't know, like they're just like fun to reuse, especially when they are so cute. I love this one. This one will definitely be reused for something, but it's just, it feels like such a waste to throw them away, especially when they're like that nice glass. And candles are expensive, so I'm getting my money's worth. Smelling amazing in here. And then I'm trying out a new fall drink. I saw this at the store. Me and my mom went grocery shopping, and Califia Farms, I've had their milk before, like their almond milk before, and I do like it. This is their pumpkin spice almond latte. I poured myself a glass and we're gonna do a little taste test together. That's actually pretty good. It's not like overly pumpkin. It's very light. Like it definitely tastes mainly like milk than with like a hint of pumpkin. What I taste most is like cinnamon, like whatever spices they threw in there, like the pumpkin pie spice stuff. It's good though. I don't mind it. It's actually very refreshing. Another fall drink in the books. I am going to do some editing because I've done no editing in like over a week, and I have a video I need to post in a day. So, and then I also have some work things I need to do. Today is just going to be kind of like a busy work day, but then also I'm going to take breaks and do some reading. I will share more updates when I have more. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of thoughts with this book. Already I have a lot of thoughts. It is the next day, feeling slightly better today, so that's really good. I was able to finish up my editing, and I was able to get a lot of reading done yesterday, so that was really, really nice. Yesterday was just peaceful, quiet, relaxing day that my body needed. I want to share some more thoughts on the book I'm currently reading, which is Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. I am currently on page 200. In the synopsis, it talks about how a librarian gives the girls a book of magic, so that way they can like get their power back. I feel like the pacing sped up a lot more once we hit that point. It was a little bit slow at the beginning, especially like the first 100-ish pages. I felt like were a little bit slow. Not that I was like not invested in the story, because I was very much invested, because you're learning about the different girls within this house and like what their routines look like. I enjoyed that. There's a lot of really interesting side characters. I won't say I was ever bored with the story. It was just like a lot slower paced. And now that they have met the librarian and gotten this book, it has definitely sped up a lot more. There's like 4 main girls that we're following. Fern is definitely the main character, but then there's 3 side characters who they're all kind of reading this book together. And hearing the stories of how these girls got pregnant is heartbreaking. Some of them are less traumatic than others, like they just got pregnant by accident by their boyfriend or significant other, but some of them, like you can tell, like they were groomed or they were raped, and it's so heartbreaking reading their stories because they have 0 choices and the people around them have really failed them. These girls have kind of taken it upon themselves to learn the different things within this book to make their situations better, to help them get out of these crappy situations, especially when they leave the home after they give birth. So I do think that's interesting, but I do feel like this librarian is definitely taking advantage of some vulnerable girls. I know the librarian's goal is to like empower them, but at the same time, it feels like this librarian is definitely taking advantage of them and not telling them the full extent of what they're doing. And I don't like that. That's like one thing that's kind of bothering me while I'm reading about it. But I really like learning about these girls. I'm invested in their stories. I'm really curious to see where they're gonna end up. I'm like almost halfway. From here on out, it's gonna be a lot faster paced, especially as they learn more from the things in this book. My goal today, I would love to read another good chunk of this. I would love to finish this book if I could today. I have a few errands that I want to run this morning, so I don't know how much reading I'll get done. As for me and my plans for today, I am going to Target because there's a few things I need to get, and also I really want to look at their towels. I have orange towels for fall, but I kind of want to get like some dark brown as well, because I really am leaning into like the browns and neutrals when it comes to like my decor and stuff. I really want to see if they have any brown towels. I really like their towels, especially the ones that have like the little loop so it can hang on like a hook and stuff. So I love those towels and they're really soft. And also I'm gonna browse around. I might go to Aerie and see what kind of fall clothes they have out right now. I don't necessarily need anything, I really don't, but I've just had this urge for a while to go look at their clothes. I love how soft their material is. Once I come back, there's a little bit more editing I want to do today. I think tonight I really want to watch an episode of Wednesday. I did start the new season and I did not film that because I forgot, but I'm only on episode 3, but I am enjoying it. It's definitely giving me all the fall feels, but I will definitely keep you guys updated. I think it's supposed to be a little bit cooler today. It was so incredibly hot this weekend and I need it to feel like fall when I'm filming a fall vlog. I just finished in Target. I was not able to find any brown towels. They had a few. I just did not like the type of brown they were. So I just went with a black one and it'll be perfect for spooky season. Some other groceries and things that I needed. I also looked at their fall decor and I know I'm a little late to the game. Like it's already like mid-September. So I wasn't expecting for there to be that much. Everything was pretty well picked over. I also don't need any fall decor. I just love looking at it. So that was successful, sort of. Now I am right next door to Barnes & Noble. So I'm gonna pop in just to see if they have any like cool special editions of any books that I have my eye on at the moment. I'm not expecting to buy any books today because I have plenty. I more so just want to browse, especially because the store I want to go into doesn't open for 30 more minutes and it's connected to this mall. I'm just gonna kill some time at Barnes & Noble and see what they have at the moment, and then we'll be doing some shopping. I'm back from the store. I ended up getting way more than I definitely needed, but let's discuss what I got. The first thing I saw was the Mickey Mouse being chased by bats little crew neck. I'm obsessed with crew necks, especially Aries, so I saw this and I thought this would be the perfect fall crew neck. And what I love about their crew necks is they're very thin and lightweight. Even when it's like actually kind of hot outside, I can throw this on over a sports bra and I'm actually not dying of the heat. And then I got a few t-shirts. I really love their t-shirts because they're oversized and they have a lot of really cute fall ones right now. So the first one I got was the Spooky Movie Film Festival in New York. There was one that has Goosebumps on it. Had to get that for the fall. I've basically got all the t-shirts that were available for fall. Under the full moon, and then on the back it has the different cycles of the moon. And the last thing I got was a new pair of sweatpants because I have not gotten new sweatpants in a hot minute. This like faded maroon color. It's really hard for me to find sweatpants that are like full length because I'm really tall. I'm 5'10". It's really hard for me to find ones that actually go all the way to the floor, and these ones do. That's everything I got from Aerie, and I'm really excited to start wearing these items, especially like when we're having a heat wave before it's officially fall. These t-shirts are gonna save my life. Plans for the rest of the day, I actually got my video uploaded already this morning, but I have a different video that I want to start editing, and then I want to read. That's like my main goal, is to read today. It's only 12:20 and I've already edited and uploaded a video. I went shopping, got the groceries I needed, already brought them back. I'm feeling good about today. Today's been very productive. Further in, and at first I was like really confused on why this book was considered horror, because there was nothing overly horror about it. I don't know, I guess there was nothing like overly gruesome, overly spooky. It's talking about witches, so I guess that kind of makes sense, but like I've read books where there's witches in them and they're not horror, and so reading this I'm thinking to myself, why is this horror? It does not feel like horror at all. Well, I finally have gotten to some of the more gruesome scenes, and it's kind of terrifying me to give birth one day. I think everybody probably is nervous to give birth one day, every woman going through labor and everything, especially if you've never done it before. But reading about it in this book, it's freaking me out. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Like, it's I'm not well. It is time for my episode of Wednesday. I'm cozying up. I have a new drink I'm gonna try, and that is the Olipop Crisp Apple. I'm not a huge fan of Olipops or Poppies. Like, I think there's like one flavor that I really love. Last year it was like a cranberry flavor that I think was Poppies. I really enjoyed it. Crisp apple kind of sounds like something I might like it might be like apple cider. I don't know. I'm trying it out. I got a cup of ice and we're gonna drink this, and this will be our fun drink to drink while watching Wednesday. Cheers. Okay, that just tastes like sparkling apple juice. It's actually really refreshing. I like that a lot. New drink unlocked. I love this. This is good. I was at the store with my mom a few days ago. When we were browsing one of the sections, we came across oatmeal cream pies, which I love oatmeal cream pies. That's like one of my favorite like snack cake things. But they had pumpkin spice oatmeal cream pies. So we're gonna try it together. I know it's gonna be good. The oatmeal cookie or whatever is gonna taste so good with pumpkin. I just already know. That's really, really good. Good morning. It is the next day. I have a little less than 100 pages left of Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I have lots of mixed thoughts and feelings about the book. A lot of the feelings I have, though, and opinions and stuff, I feel like I can't share because it could spoil people for the book. So I have to be very careful with what I say. I have to work today. So that'll be majority of my day. And then when I get home, hopefully I can crank that out. I do really like Grady Hendrix's writing style. So I'm really excited to read My Best Friend's Exorcism. I am still planning on doing that. And I know it's been on my TBR for, I think we're going on 4 years now. It's pretty bad how many times I've put that book on my fall TBR and not read it. So this is the year, especially since this is the second book I'm reading by him and I'm really enjoying it. I will share more updates later. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of fall things I can do today just because of work. That is that. So I just finished Witchcraft for Wayward Girls and I have lots of thoughts. I got emotional from the ending of this book. I think this is a story that is gonna linger for a while, especially with the message behind it, just knowing how realistic this was in like the 1960s, 1970s, reading a story about all sorts of young women coming to one of these houses and being treated like garbage. They're just an object and not even a human being. Also reading the stories of like the resilience and womanhood and just being able to come together in the face of this. I don't know. I don't even know how to put it into words. It is so much more than a bunch of girls learning how to be witches. In the grand scheme of things, that to me like was the least important part of this whole book. Yes, they were like taking their power back and trying to stand up for themselves and actually have a choice in their lives. Like, it just felt like womanhood. That doesn't really sound like a good explanation. I think I'm gonna settle on like a 4 stars, mainly because there were a lot of lulls, especially in the beginning. Like, it didn't start to pick up until like page 150, and this is a longer book. It's almost 500 pages. After 150, it was like very fast paced and like I was hooked, and I was even hooked before the 150 mark because you're learning about the house, you're learning about the girls, and that was interesting because every girl felt unique. Every girl had her own story, and it didn't feel like it was like copy paste and there's just a bunch of girls living in a house together. It had its spooky moments. I was getting spooked by some of the scenes in this book, especially yesterday when I was reading, but it was so good. There were a lot of characters that I didn't like in this book, but that did not take away from my reading experience. I'm trying to figure out what my next book is gonna be. There was a series that I didn't include on my fall TBR, but it's in my 25 books of 2025 that I'm tempted to read next. But then I have to read 4 books, and I feel like once I start the series, I'm not gonna want to stop. When I make the decision, I will update you guys. It's 8:38. I'm tempted to watch an episode of Wednesday. I only have 2 episodes left, so I'm either gonna start my next book or I'm gonna watch an episode of Wednesday. Decisions. I did end up starting a new book last night. I didn't get very far. I got like maybe 20 pages in. I decided to pick up The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a series that I have been meaning to get into for years. I really wanted to read this last fall. Didn't get to it. I put it on my 25 books in 2025, like this whole series, because I'm trying to force myself to finally read it because I really, really want to read it. And it's not even that like I'm dreading reading this book. It's more so just like finding the time and like when the right timing is for this book. Almost all of Jennifer Jennifer Lynn Barnes books are perfect for the fall. I really enjoy her writing and the way she formats her books. This series I've heard such outstanding things about, so I knew I wanted to read this. In this book, we're following Cassie. She is really good at profiling people. She's a natural at it, hence the title of the series. And the FBI seeks her out and recruits her for this program of other teenagers who are also naturally gifted at something. There's a guy who's really great at reading people's emotions. There's a girl who is basically a walking encyclopedia, so she has all this information stored in her brain and can see patterns. All these things put together to create a special unit in the FBI to hunt down serial killers. It sounds like Criminal Minds, but make it teenagers, and I am so here for it. I'm so excited to get further in. Now I am 55 pages in. Really enjoying it. It's already very fast paced. You're also getting chapters from someone called You. It's a serial killer who's talking about his victims. It definitely amps up the stakes. I'm also really excited to learn more about all the other side characters. We already know Cassie is the main character, especially in this one. I think later in the series though, we get other side characters as more of like the main focus, like the main character. So I'm excited to see that later on in the series. But Cassie lost her mother 5 years ago. She disappeared. They never found a body. Cassie has always been trying to figure out what happened to her mom. She's joining this FBI team in the hopes that eventually it will lead to answers. I'm really enjoying it though so far, and I'm gonna keep reading this morning before I go into work. Hopefully I'll have more updates soon. I can just already tell that this series, I'm gonna fly through it. It is a few days later and I forgot that I need to finish up this vlog. So I have finished The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I really am enjoying the series. I'm actually currently on book 3. I am flying through it. I'm loving these characters. I'm loving this world. For this one, I think I'm gonna settle on like a 4.25 stars. The second book, I rated it even higher, gave that one 4.5 stars. And I feel like each book, as I get further in the series, I'm gonna love it more and more because of how close I feel to these characters and how well I feel like I understand them. I could see this being like a 5-star series for me, like as a whole, just because of how well thought out each of these characters are, and they all are very unique and have their own things going on, and I'm just loving learning about them. With that being said, those are all of the books that I read in today's video. Thank you guys for following along with me. Thank you for watching me have a fun fall reading vlog. This was really great for me. I am loving just getting in the fall spirit. I'm just like thoroughly enjoying my time while reading as well. I feel like these books are really helping me get immersed in the season we're in, and I'm excited to continue and get into other books in my fall TBR, and I cannot wait to take you guys along with me. That is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for watching. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.